So yeah, hello everyone and welcome to this talk. I'm very happy to have you here. Also, a very warm welcome as well to our two wonderful guests, Boris Vrdoljak, one of the key figures of the Croatian ballroom scene, and Michal Ninja Černý, one of the leading voices of the Czech ballroom scene. So we're here today to talk about the vibrant world of ballroom, its community, growth, creativity, and about Grand Prize, a beautiful mid-length documentary by Anja Koprivšek that follows Theo and Valentina and offers a glimpse into the growing ballroom scene in Croatia. Throughout today's conversation, we'll dive into both the Grand Prize movie and the culture that inspired it, but more of that to come. Just to say that the film is part of the KineDok catalog, which is a documentary distribution platform that brings one selected title each month for free online viewing. And the Grand Prize is the final film of this season's selection. And just a quick reminder for everyone watching, you can still watch it for free on the KineDok website until the 10th of March. Hello, Boris and Michal. Thank you so much for being here with us on this Zoom platform talk.
Hello.
To start directly into the head, as we would say in Croatia, can each of you briefly share how you first discovered ballroom scene and voguing? Whichever of you wants to start first.
Do you want to start, Boris, or should I?
If you want to start, because you started first, I think, with ballroom before me.
Okay, I'll start. It will be quick. So I guess I found out about ballroom somewhere between 2008 or 9, something like that. I knew about it before, but I've never seen it live. And the first time I saw ballroom live was when I went to New York City for the first time. That was 2009, something like that. And I went to New York City to study whacking primarily. But my teacher, Princess Lakaru, she took me to that was Vogue Nights. That was a little voguing thing that was happening in New York City every week. So she took me there. That was my first time seeing ballroom live, and I was like, "Wow, all right." So that was fun. So I started taking classes. I started going to Vogue Nights. I started to walk, even though I didn't know what I was doing, but I was doing it. And then I guess, as everybody in Europe at the beginning, I was watching a lot of YouTube. And also I was one of the people at the beginning who was also mixing whacking and voguing, because the c- the amount of information we had here was very limited. But when I went to New York, I finally saw the differences and I understood the culture, and I started to practice it and learn it. And yeah, so that happened. Then I came back here. I was practicing at home a lot, and then I moved to New York City for something of I was living in New York for like a year and a half. So I was doing ballroom 24/7. And then I came back home and I started teaching, preaching, showing, and sharing. Yay, that's my story. You can go, Boris.
Yes, thank you. So I started in 2014. So Aviance Milan at the time, now Aviance Gorgeous Gucci, was invited to Croatia to perform at Street Forma Festival by Vesna Grandesh, and he also was teaching 2 classes of voguing, and that was my. I was already dancing other styles, but that was my first class of voguing. And not only that, but Vesna asked me, can I drive Aviance to the hotel or to the place where he performed, where he was teaching. So we would go also for a coffee and so on. And I really liked the class, but then when he started talking about his experiences, he was voguing in New York in 90s, and then he moved to Stockholm, but he was telling me about New York in 90s and the scene. And I was really impressed, and I didn't know about that. I knew about Madonna's song and choreography, as many people do. They think, ah, Vogue, that's Madonna, but I didn't know it's Black and Latin LGBT plus culture actually that started in Harlem in 1970s, 80s, and then developed more and went around the world, and now it's all around. So that's where I really got so much interested, and then I started also watching YouTube a lot to see that the videos, it was a limited amount of knowledge, as Michal said, but yeah, I was trying to see everything that's on YouTube about that, and then I did maybe too quickly, but next year, in a year, I did with Tina Duran choreography for Zagreb Pride with voguing, which was like very popular, and we did choreography. But now I would say, okay, people, please first learn more about voguing and the culture, then start doing such things. But never mind. Next year, so Zvonimir Arapovic and me went to Berlin to the Berlin Voguing Out Festival, and then we learned, met a lot of important voguers from New York and Paris and so on. And then I watched the ball for the first time in Berlin in the end of that year, and I was really uh, I really enjoyed it a lot, and I like this all this atmosphere where everybody is freely themselves, and all these outfits and self-confidence of people, and sometimes drama and everything. And I was really like, okay, I want to be here. I want to do this. And then next year, Matea came, Matea Mikovic. So three of us, Vonimir, Matea, and me tried then to teach in Croatia, and then later I started organizing in 2018 the first small ball together with House of Flamingo, actually, as a pre-program of the Drag House of Flamingo show.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I always love to hear where it all started, the stories. So thank you. A word that it's going to be repeated much times is community, considering the ballroom. I want to ask you, how would you describe your community, its values, the role it plays in your life? Michal, you can start because you started the last one, if you'd like.
uh yeah, for me this is a tough one because I think I think I should start with my perspective of it, and that
Mhm.
not everybody has the same or shares it, and that's completely fine. But to me, the community has two sides, and sometimes it's really amazing, sometimes it's loving, sometimes it's all you need, and sometimes you find a safe space and everything, and that's exactly what you need at the moment. And sometimes I think the community can be really, really bitchy, really, really shady, really, really not giving you a safe space sometimes. So for me, the community, I think what the kids nowadays forget is that it's about love, dance, sharing, and most of all, having fun and caring for each other and protecting the people that are around you. But I think what happened nowadays, and I think that's happening all around the world with the social media, is that people see a lot, people know a lot, people have a lot to say, and they have a lot to say to topics that I don't think that they ever had, like, they talk about things that they never had experience in real life, first of all. So sometimes the community can get a little bit toxic, I think, because of all this social media thing. And yeah, so that's how I see it. So I think the kids nowadays, they should remember that we should ask questions first. We should answer to questions also nicely, warmly. We should embrace everybody to ballroom. We should not be closing doors, because I think what people do now, they close doors, at least here. I don't know about Croatia, that's Boris thing, but people like to close a lot of doors here to other people. um, the community here is welcoming slash not. So I think the community needs to figure out what they want, and I think the community needs to figure it out how it started, because I think in every country the community is different.
Yeah.
I think what the kids now do is that they want to reflect everything the same way as it is in USA or in Paris, which I don't think makes sense, because we are not French and we are not Americans. So I don't think it makes sense to do everything as they do. I think it's important for us to respect the rules and know our history. I mean that history and how it was done, how it became to a thing. But I think that each country and each community should do their own thing at the same time, their own way, because we, first of all, we are from a different country with a different history and a different culture, and I think we should combine those things together and make it our own.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is, in my perspective, that is a problem that is happening somewhere around the world also, that people forget where they're from first, because we're not from Harlem, we're not from Paris. So I am a white, privileged man who has a wealthy father, and I never had to struggle with money or anything. My struggles were different. My struggles were with my sexual side, being gay, being bullied, being targeted, blah, blah, blah. So my life was easy, but at the same time, behind the curtains, it wasn't. I've been through a lot of pain also. So yeah, but I know. So yeah, I tend to be a little bit more quiet these days, because I learned that my voice is important, but at the same time, sometimes my opinion is not what the kids want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm at the point where I'm like, it's okay, honey. I guess you know better. You've been there, you've done that, so it's fine. But so the community here is nice, but it's nice until a point, you know. And the kids fight, the kids talk. What the kids should learn is to, if you have a beef, you should say the beef into somebody's face, and not text about it on Instagram or share it on your close friend stories, so that person that you're talking about doesn't see it. Uh, yeah, so the community can do much better, to be honest. We are all people and we should learn from mistakes, and before screaming we should just have a conversation and talk about
Mm-hmm.
stuff, because there is still a lot of learning, and we still have a lot to learn. There is no, like, nobody knows everything, so we are still learning. And so I would suggest to the community here, learn more and preach less.
Like that.
Mm.
I'm stealing that
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
yeah. Honestly, I'm sorry. And I know, like, a lot of people has a lot to say about me, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I was here before the socials, so I didn't grow up on the socials, so I'm a OG generation when it comes to voguing here. And yeah, and my approach is different, and I think it's okay. Yeah, so I don't know if I answered your question.
No, you did. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Because sometimes I get lost in it, so I need somebody to be like, "Okay, stop. We're not talking about it." I'm like, "Yeah, sorry, we get to that later." So yeah, so that's me.
Love
Okay.
that. Boris, yeah.
I would agree. Like generally, the community is supportive, but of course there is drama. Of course there is some ego trips. Of course there is everything. We are all people, yeah, and the society is as it is, and social media as they are. And but I would say in my beginnings in ballroom, I felt really like supported by the international community everywhere. And as when we were just few people from Croatia, but when you come somewhere, people really support you. For instance, to Prague or every on other places. And I really felt it's a place I can be myself. I can grow. I can let myself be myself. Yeah. and express more freely. And it's also balls are like celebration of our identities and stuff. Uh, and when we come back to the how the houses started, there were many people who would be trans girls, gay men in back in USA in 70s, 80s, people who would be expelled from their biological families and be on the street, but they would live together in houses and they would get support from their mother usually and so on. So it was really very important to have such supportive environment. And now back to Croatia, I really like how there's this new generation of ballroom people in Croatia. They are like 23, 24, 25 years old, and many of them really like they're really good friends and support each other even in daily life in some problems. For instance, we traveled to Bratislava to there was ballroom weekend, and you could really see okay, one had the injury, another one had problems with coming by bus to the location, and everybody was taking care of each other, that everybody's fine. So that's what I really like. But of course, there is always some drama, and like in any community, it's not perfect, of course.
Michal, you mentioned a bit of your background and the bullying part, unfortunately, and uh, dealing with sexuality in the term of broader community. I want to know, this is a question for you both. How has your personal identity regarding gender or sexuality or background shaped your stage persona or your voguing style? Tell me more about that.
Before voguing, I started with training as a dancer. So I'm a professional dancer, and voguing is one of the things I do. So to answer that, I think voguing helped me a lot to build self my personality, because like when I started, everything I was taught and all my teachers, everybody was straight. Most of the teachers were male, sometimes female, but it wasn't okay dancing female-ish hip hop. Everything I was taught was very masculine. Hip hop, all the street styles, blah blah blah. And so I guess I was okay with it because that was all I knew and that was all I was shown. So I was doing it, and I was not thinking, I guess I was not thinking how I felt about it. And then when I found out about other styles like whacking and voguing, and especially voguing, it helped me a lot. And it helped me a lot with my personality in dance now, because I found out about my feminine side that was kind of hidden, and that feminine side helped me a lot with my performing. And I'm not saying that, like performing like like a slut and showing tits and everything, but I'm talking about my self-esteem, and that I was believing in myself more because knew who I was, because I was able to play with my masculine and with my feminine side. And that's only because
Mhm.
of voguing, only because of ballroom, I found out that this is inside me, this is hiding inside of me, and it helps me a lot. Like, yeah, I believe in myself way more than I was before ballroom. Uh, yeah, like it shaped me. It shaped me a lot, but it shaped me a lot just in the way to learn who I am, because I was not afraid to discover the other parts of me, the feminine parts, the gay parts, stuff like that, because I was always taught to be masculine, or everybody around me was masculine. So that was the only way I thought it should be. And then thanks to dance and thanks to voguing especially, I found this new persona that shaped me. And I think that because of ballroom and all the things that surround it, I am the person that I am today. I would say that. So yeah, so it helped me a lot. It shaped me a lot. But I know that it shapes everybody different. So for me, it was mostly to find the balance between my masculine and feminine and being able to play with it and not being ashamed of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because after a whole day of stress, I am really excited to just be cunty and play with my imaginary pussy for 30 minutes. And then I release all the steam out, and I'm like, yep, that's exactly what I needed. And I'm okay now. I can go on. So yeah. So I guess that's me, and yeah, that's me and ballroom, how it helped me, how it shaped me. Yeah, that yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, you go, Boris.
Yes. I started to really to take classes quite late. I was like 36, 37, although I always like to go to clubs and dance at home, dance while I was studying. I had 15 minutes break and then I would dance to to yeah to relax and to enjoy a bit and then back to study. So it's all my life, even as a kid, I like to dance. But then, really, classes I started to take like a 37 because it was for girls.
Mm-hmm.
I would not dance because people would say it's for girls, and I didn't want to. I was not feeling good, and then I said, okay, I want to dance, and okay, it was usually I would be the only guy in the group with girls dancing some like MTV choreography or jazz dance or stuff like that. But it was my first step, let's say, towards it. So and then later I also was dancing a bit backing, went to some trainings, and this is the first time I felt okay here. Really, I can express myself better and also explore a bit my feminine side. And then I found voguing, as we talked before, and really I felt here even more. Really, it was like a bit. I was a bit crazy about that at the beginning. I really wanted to do that because of what I saw, how people express themselves, and then I started to experiment myself. And first time walking, I was still very, I mean, I'm still doing all way, which is quite masculine. But I started with also with I tried all American runway, which is very masculine way of walking the runway. And then I switched, I tried, let's try European, let's try more feminine. And I now I enjoy it. Like All America, I didn't enjoy it at all. Like I'm walking as my everyday walk almost, yeah. And now in European, when I can be a bit feminine, I was like, oh, I enjoy this, and do some hips and some different poses. And then also, okay, I'm doing all that, which is quite masculine, but also I went to trainings of WOCFEM, and it was a process for me that I really, in the beginning, I thought, no, no, it's too feminine for me. I cannot do that. And then very soon I started enjoying it too. Like, okay, I can express myself differently. I can have this more feminine energy. And I think and at parties I also can do some moves and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed that. So it was also process of also with outfits to embrace also the feminine part of me and to explore more. And I also see in ballroom like the kids, the young people who also have something similar, and then after a year or two they start to perform in drag and
Mhm.
see how they feel in drag and so on. So for everyone it's a process where we can explore a bit ourselves actually.
Thank you. Michal, I want to hear more about the Czech ballroom scene. So can I ask you, how would you characterize, you can say about the Prague or the Czech ballroom scene,
Mm.
whichever you like, maybe compared to other European scenes you've seen, you've been part of.
I would say that Prague ballroom. Yeah, I don't want to say about. I don't want to talk about other cities. I mean, the other city is basically just Brno, which is the second biggest city here. So yeah, I can talk about Czech ballroom. I don't want to talk about the Slovak ballroom. That's Monica's or Victor's job. But yeah, I think it's growing. It's been happening for some time. Uh, there's been balls happening. But because the scene is not as big yet, so the balls basically survive on other people coming, like Boris and his kids and stuff. Because without these people coming here from abroad, the balls would not be happening because we are too few. The scene is growing. The scene is like there were kiki houses at the beginning. I founded a kiki house too, and the kiki house that I founded is the only one left now because all the other kiki houses are no more. They broke up, so I guess we stick around for a while, which is fine. That's okay. So the Kiki House of Ambitious that I founded is still around. So thank God for that. But the other kids that were in the previous Kiki houses, they still vogue. They still do ballroom. They're just not in a house anymore. So they are 007, or at least they're not in the houses that were created here. I
Mhm.
think some of the kids that left are now in some international kiki houses, I think. Some Lamborghini, I think. That's what I heard. Uh, Also, I think that the Czech ballroom scene is kind of like divided in two. I would say there are like two parts of the ballroom. One of the parts is that my kiki house and its friends, and the other part is the other people like Lana, uh yeah, Lana and Edgy and people like that, and they kind of do their own thing. My kids, they do their own thing, and when there is time to work together and combine and go to the balls or go to sometimes practices, they do that, they combine. But I would say that in Prague, especially, there are like two sides of ballroom. Not like enemies fighting, but just
Yeah.
like two groups doing their thing and just joining together when it's time to hit the runway. But I think the scene is growing. The only problem, I believe the same problem is in Croatia, is with the POC people.
Mhm.
Lack of them, which is absolutely understandable. We are in the middle of Europe. We don't have black people or Latino people here. The only people we have are gypsies. Thank God for them, but they don't want to join, so so it's hard. And like we do, I don't want to say that we don't have any POC people here. We do. They are just not part of ballroom,
Mhm.
and I think that it's our job to invite them, of course, but also we live in times where when these people can find out about it easily and
Mhm.
they can join through social media, especially. So sometimes I hear that we should be inviting POC people more to be part of our community, and I say, hey, we would love to do that, but like I don't want to be outside with a board and like please come.
No.
Like this is a different time now. So if they want, they come. And I'm not saying we don't have any, we have few, but of course, like primarily the scene is white. Uh and there's nothing we can do about it. So there are constant fights about it among white people, which I find insane.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, like constant fight about having more POC people, which is understandable, but that's a fight that we can't win. That's a thing that must happen by itself. But yeah, I think there is not like a huge beef here. I think the scene here is pretty cool and quiet. There are, I would say, few individuals that have a louder voice,
Mm.
which is fine, but honestly, I don't really care because those are the voices that just bark, and don't communicate. So yeah, I'm not about barking, I'm more about talking. Uh, but in general, I think it's growing. I think it's becoming really big. I think it will be bigger in the future, thanks to some people who work really hard on it. Uh, and yeah, and the skills that I've seen lately in the balls, kids are growing, kids are doing very well, and most of the kids can beat my ass now too. So I I take it as a job well done. If my kids can beat me, because that's why I was teaching them. Uh, and yeah, that's I think that's pretty much about this scene.
Yeah, the Czech kids are doing all right. Yeah.
Yep, they're doing all right. They don't need to change diapers anymore.
Yeah, they can be you.
Yep,
So no diaper.
yep.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Boris, could you maybe comment on the growth of the Zagreb ballroom scene in recent years?
Sure. So yeah, when we started to teach in 2018, 17, 18, or Zvonimir was teaching even before. And it was really, we would be happy to have like 4 people at the class. And we were, there's 4 people, not only 2, there are 2 new people. And now I think, yeah, the scene really grew up. I mean, it grew, uh, and we feel really, we felt in this growing, we felt connected with the Czech, Slovak, Austrian, and Hungarian scene a lot, as we would go to each other's functions or ballroom events. And also, I think for Croatian scene, it was important that we had this. We organized functions, we organized balls and small walk nights and stuff like that. As really our followers, the number of people who follow us is really growing each day, and it was really amazing. And we were really surprised, like in 2022 when we had the first Kiki ball, how big interest it was. So people would wait in line outside of the building. We didn't sell online at the time, but just at the place, at the venue, and half of the people couldn't enter the venue. And we were like, wow, something happened here. And so it was really like, for me, it was the moment when from the small scene we grew up. We saw it grew up. It became more important. Then we had so this Kiki was by Valentina and me, and then in 23, Valentina and Ivana's major ball, and then my Kiki ball with domino, and now we had major of Nina, Ivana, and me. And I think and many Vogue nights, and I think it's important to have this rhythm of also going abroad. And what I see now that, yeah, there's this new generation that I really liked a lot. I really like a lot, and they really want to perform and to be with each other and to travel, and so I think it's still growing. Also it happen. I see it happens that as the scene grew, that some people are more with Valentina, some with Matea, some with Nina, who are teaching. They are teaching, and so some people we don't have like official houses, like houses. Some people are in international major or Kiki houses like Nina Basquiat. Um, but naturally there are some people are creating groups, so they hang out together and they practice together, but still we have the once a week session together where anybody can come and practice. And so I think it's growing. It's yeah.
Great. Now let's talk more about the film, Anya Kopriushek's Grand Prize. So I want to know what was your immediate reaction after watching the movie? You've seen it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thinking about my reaction.
And
Uh, Honestly, my reaction, I liked it. I liked it. I think, and I told that to the people from the Kinotech here. I told them that think that it was more about the personal journey of Valentina and her boyfriend. So if I was not very into ballroom or I didn't know about it, I wouldn't know much about it from the
Mhm.
movie because it was mostly about them. But I liked the way it showed the backstage from ballroom, the life behind the curtains. What I really liked, honestly, my favorite part was Valentina's mom
Mhm.
and her relationship with her daughter. And what was the name? What was the name of the guy?
Teo.
Theo.
Oh, Theo.
Yeah.
So that I liked a lot. That was my favorite part from the movie because that thought I thought that when somebody who's not into it or who doesn't know much about people like that or scene like that, that can actually teach people something. That approach of the mom. So big props to the mom. The mom wish she was my mom or my dad, or something like that. That was amazing. But in general, I liked it a lot. But yeah, this story behind the curtains, behind like off stage, off runway, that was what I liked about it the most, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's my thing. That's my view.
Great.
I also like the most this scene with the mom, and it was really touching. Uh, and also like the relationship between Valentina and Theo, and also the what ballroom meant to them and means to them, and also I'd like to see people from a ballroom scene in the like in the movie. Yeah.
That's that moment. Yeah, I know that person. That person.
Yeah,
Then you're like,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, I know
exactly. Yeah,
all
yeah,
of
yeah.
them.
Ah, look at
Oh,
this.
I'm there
Remember
in the
this? Oh,
audience.
yeah. Look at her. Look at
How
him.
do you
Yeah.
feel? Sorry. um, while talking about Theo and Valentina and their journey, how do you feel their journey reflects the broader experience of young people in the ballroom scene today, also in Czech and Croatia, all over the world?
Mm, wow. That's a
Poetic one.
question. I think honestly, like everybody's journey is very different and very personal and very individual. I think the important journey, like their journey, is basically that Valentina is a amazing person, amazing performer who is 100% in ballroom, and Theo was lucky enough to find her, and that he found her at his beginnings. So he had the right guidance from a pioneer, and and then he additionally he found love, which is good for him. He got his woman, but yeah, I think it's very individual. I think that everybody has a different approach and different experience with ballroom. Like I said, mine, Boris's. So yeah, I think this movie may is very helpful for trans people for sure. Uh, uh, so they can see Theo's journey and Theo's story. So I think that can help a lot. Also, I like that the leading role in the movie is a woman,
Mhm.
not a gay guy, or so not a butch queen. So I like that also a lot because at the end of the day, it's all about women. We imitate women, we want to be women, we do this, we do that. So I think to see a woman role as a main character, I think that's important because that sends a message too, and that sends a message that we should respect the women in ballroom. And I'm talking about the cis women also,
Mhm.
because everybody's talking about the femme queens, and the femme queens are goddesses, of course, but we shouldn't be forgetting that the ballroom here in Europe is basically because of white chicks, so who brought it from the US, and that's a fact. So, and people should not forget about it because that's the European history of ballroom. So yeah. That's my side of the story.
Ninja and a feminist.
Yep.
Love that. Great. Boris, what do you think?
Yeah, I think everybody has a different story, but it is a good place to experiment, to feel this support that you can try something, you can think about yourself I mean about gender and sexuality. Um, you can talk about that openly. You can try it at the ball or at the session, and I see many young people that feel this support and feel some attraction to ballroom in this way, that they can really continue their own exploration about themselves and find peer support from friends in ballroom.
Mhm. Was there a moment in the film that made you feel, I don't know, proud, surprised, or emotional?
What made me emotional was the mom. It's the mom. It's the mom because of my personal relationship with my parents. So seeing her approach made me emotional. Also, what was really strong for me, because I am not like that. I think Valentina and her passion for ballroom is beyond this world. That's insane, because I love ballroom to the core, but at the same time, I have a different job, I have a different life, I have different hobbies, and it's hard to do ballroom 100 for 100% and dedicate life to it. And that's not something that I want to do. I want to do it because I love it, but I don't want to dedicate my life to it. And Valentina did. Well, Valentina is doing it, so that is like wow, like she's doing it. So yeah, that's a big wow for me. So yeah, the women, Mom and Valentina, you go girls.
Yeah, I can add that Valentina from the beginning, she started from the beginning she just went to Milan and Paris and just did in the beginning of her ballroom path, immediately, passionately went to the balls and walked and yeah. Also, for me, it's this. I was emotional to see the pictures from Croatian ballroom, of course. In the movie, it's normal, I think.
No. Boris, question for you. What aspects of the Zagreb ballroom scene do you think the film captures most accurately? And is there anything you wish it had explored more?
So it shows the kiki ball, the queer icons kiki ball. So yeah, it shows the ball as it is, I think. But yeah, it is focused on one love story actually. So I wouldn't say I wish it explores more, but
Mhm.
there are also other stories when we have more like informal sessions and talks and life, in the community. So it's more like it shows this more like performance part, but not relationship part between the members of the community so much, yeah.
Mhm.
But it's completely okay because it focuses on this personal story.
Yeah. Michal, you talked a bit in the beginning of our part about the movie, about not learning more about the ballroom from the movie. So I want to ask the both of you, how do you think the film can influence audiences that don't know much or anything at all about a ballroom or voguing culture and everything that comes with it?
Oof, it would have to be way longer. That and like learning and studying ballroom, it takes a lot of patience and a lot of time. So like for me to understand ballroom, it took years. It wasn't just from learning from the icons, watching YouTube, watching Paris is Burning, the documentary. It took years and personal experience to actually get it. So for this film to teach more about ballroom, honestly, maybe showing more from the balls, maybe talking more about categories, maybe more about the background, how it started. There are so many topics that the film could reach, but honestly, it didn't matter to me because there are so many other documentaries, so many other movies, so many other personal stories recorded, so people now can actually watch those and learn. And people nowadays can get a really good information from the internet, not like before. So yeah, like to me personally, it really didn't matter. I think it was cute that it was about love story, that just like, and ballroom was part of it. Or the love story actually happened because of ballroom, which I think is a nice message too, that you can actually find your love in a ball, not only your grand prize and nemesis, but you can actually find somebody to share life with. So I think that's a life Tinder, life grinder, and people can come and enjoy all the fruits of balls, literally. But yeah, so there is a lot of things that the film could show, but I don't think it's necessary. And if it did, it would be 3 hours because
Maybe
to
5.
yeah, because to explain it properly, it takes a long time. There is no shortcut. You gotta know, you gotta live it, you gotta experience it. You can read it and you can study it, but unless you experience it, I don't think you will actually understand it. So I think the movie did a good job, and I think the movie invited all the queer people in Croatia to come to balls and experience it, and maybe it will be for them, maybe it not, and that's fine.
Yeah, I think it's a good starting point. The focus was on the love story, but if somebody is interested in the topic, there are many. There is Paris is Burning, there is Post series, there are many other sources people can get information, and of course they can join the practices and the classes and come to the ball if they are interested. So in this way, it's a good starting point for that, and yeah, that's it.
Uh, and from your perspective, does the film reflect the artistic and also the performative aspects of voguing authentically? What stood out to you the most from your voguing perspective?
I mean, from what I remember, because I saw the movie like a month ago, I remember that it showed mostly Valentina, Vogue Femme, and some other shots from the Queer Icons Ball. I mean, honestly, everybody who was on the screen was eating it, so that was fine. I think it represented the most Vogue Femme, which I guess that's decent because Vogue Femme is now the most popular, and it was represented well because Valentina is insane. So yeah, I think like everything that was in the film was correct, was fine, was 10 out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah, it was from the ball, so it was at this. Of course, there are many categories at the ball. There are different styles of walking. There are different freelance categories. There are uh, like fashion and beauty categories, so runway, face, body. So yeah, you could not see everything in the movie, but what was shown was originally from the ball. So that's it.
Go watch the movie if you haven't seen it. I'm talking to the audience, it's not to you, okay? Thank you very much. I would also like to pinpoint the mom scene. I'm so glad the two of you pinpointed that one because that was the most emotional for me also. Love that one. Shout out to the mom if you're watching this. To talk a bit about the future, I want to know what's next for you personally. New projects or some collaborations, international maybe, teaching moments. what's in front of you?
For me, like I don't want to say retired, but I kind of like stepped aside because I founded a Kiki house. I led the Kiki house, and I think that the kids are at the level now that they can actually be by themselves and they still have their mom. So I'm still there as a role model. If somebody needs me to, if that's for guidance or dance guidance, I don't know, but like I said before, I think at the beginning of this discussion, like there is a lot of happening now, and for me to stay in ballroom and to actually enjoy it and have fun and still wanna come back, I had to I had to take a little step back
Mhm.
from it because it was just getting too much and it was too much drama. Too yeah, it was more drama than fun and more talking than dancing. And yeah, so for my project, I still teach, so I think I am allowed to do that because I've been the first one and I've been doing it for over 10 years. So I still teach classes if somebody wants me to. So I do that. But as a future project for myself, maybe going for a ball, traveling to a ball. I would love to do that. But organizing something, I leave that to the others now.
Mhm.
There are other figures now in my country, so I leave that to them. I'm here only as a retired guidance old man who's yeah, who's ready to step in if there is something going on. But yeah, that's me. I'm now more focused on my career and until I can, because I'm still dancing, so until I can and my body is allowing me to, I'm still doing it. And the ballroom part I left to my apprentice. So they're doing their thing now, and if anybody needs me, I'm here.
For me, I still try to go to walk some balls, and we are organizing Kiki Ball on 21st of March. Nina, Ivana, and me. So that's next. And I don't know. I would like to be supportive to younger generation also, like Michal said. Not so much engaged, but so less engaged, but still be here when needed.
Yeah. I have maybe one slightly provocative question.
Mm.
I want to know if you could change one public misconception about ballroom, what would it be? To spice things up. We're coming to the end. No, don't worry.
Oh, Dev Drop. Oh God. That is killing me. That is killing me. There's so much now on the internet that you can actually learn how to say it properly. And yeah. So I would first of all I would change RuPaul's Drag Race. I would start there. I would call somebody and tell them, listen, guys, you actually are kind of part of the community. Like you should know better, you know. So uh that is the biggest misconception I think still, Death Drop. Uh and that it's only for gay people because it's not. Um, yeah, so a lot of misconception comes also from like this part that straight people can't come or straight people can't do ballroom. Of course they can, but there are categories that they can and that they can't do. Or I mean, like they can do it, but it doesn't make sense, so they will get chopped immediately. But yeah, so I think these are the my biggest two misconceptions: death drop and that straight people should not be allowed to do ballroom or can't do it, because I don't think that makes any sense.
I would add it's Madonna's choreography. Vogue
Oh
is
yeah.
made by
Sorry.
Madonna and her choreographer, and we dance to Madonna's choreography every time. So this is what I hear many times.
Hmm.
So it is not, it was from Black and Latino LGBT plus community in New York.
I think that Michal had the death drop answer already for this for the whole hour. You just blurted it out.
Oh, it
Uh,
drives me crazy.
Ooh, love that. And one last question. I always like to leave it on the, end it on the optimistical note and about talking with the kids. So I want to know, what advice would you give to maybe complete newcomer who wants to start voguing, or maybe attend the ball for the first time to see what is it about? Preach.
Hmm. To reach, I think for somebody who wants to start, I think the most important thing is to know why you want to do it. I think it's very important to do it for yourself, not for everybody else.
No.
I think it's very important not to think about what other people think of me, because ballroom is it is judgmental place. Like, let's be honest, like everybody, it's a safe space, but everybody will read you down. So, like it's the God's truth. So these kids, and I know these kids now, the younger generation, they are, yeah, I think I can say they are way softer than us.
Mhm.
Gen Z's, alphas, very soft generation. So at least from my experience, that any negative feedback destroys them. So I would tell them that just like be ready when you go there, because that place may destroy your self-confidence at the beginning. So really do it for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. Learn your history, uh, because if you really want to do it, you should know why you're doing it and the people before you. Uh,
Mhm.
because I think that a lot of kids, they take it as a trend now. Uh, and that's a thing that you should study. If you want to do it and you want to do it well, you should know about it and you should study it. And you should know the roots and the basics and the foundations and everything. So yeah, just go for it. Just do it for yourself. Don't rush to be in a house. Everybody's rushing to be in a house. I don't think y'all need to rush to be in a house. House is not a life-saving experience now, not anymore, at least at most of the parts of the world. Like before people were getting in a house to save their life, basically, and to
Mhm.
have roof over their head. That's not the case anymore, at least not here in my country. So uh just be careful about choosing your house. Choose your house well. You don't need a house to do ballroom. It's fine to have a house, but I think the house should speak to you, and you should want to be in the house because of the values and because of the people, not because of the name or because of the history of the house. So yeah, these are the things that I would say to a newcomer. Uh yeah, and spend less time on social media too. Yeah, my advice.
I would say something similar. I would encourage, especially queer people, young queer people, to come and to come to first to see a ball, to come to class, to see how they feel about it, but also to learn history, to learn about the culture, to know what is it about and where they came and where the culture came from. And also, yeah, to take it step by step, and they will not be like superstars, and they don't have to go for that to be superstars, but just to more it's more about their personal journey, about their how they feel, how is their identity. uh, so yeah, step by step. And but some people are afraid to come actually to our events. It's like too much to out to open for them. So yeah, I would like to encourage them to come.
Thank you for those nice messages. I would agree and support. Come see. Thank you very much, Boris and Michal, for this lovely talk. Just to repeat to the
Thank you.
audience, you can still
Thank you.
watch. You can still watch Grand Prize for free on the KineDok website until the 10th of March. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day and see you in the ballroom.
Yay!
Yay, ballroom. And don't do a dead drop.
Don't do that.
No, you will get injured probably. Don't do it.
That's right. Me for sure.